Hello and welcome to our lesson on product of powers property. First thing, we need the definition. When multiplying, that's finding the product of exponents, they're also called powers. The exponents are added instead of being multiplied. So we say the product of x cubed and x to the 6th power is going to equal x to the 9th power. I'll explain that in a second. Here's the rules on how to multiply. Exponents live by completely different rules than the coefficients. If the coefficients are being multiplied, that means the exponents are being added. They don't do the same thing. The coefficients of both the x variables are 1, right up here. And usually in algebra, if the coefficient is 1, we don't write it, and it's just assumed to be 1. So with the coefficients, you actually multiply them, just like we said here. So 1 times 1 is going to be 1. So you have 1x, which is why here there's that invisible 1. Now if we look at the exponents are different. They have to be added together. The coefficients act normally and we multiply them, which we just did, but the exponents have to be added together. So take a look. You have 3 and 6, and you're simply adding them together. So 3 plus 6 equals 9, which is why on the answer it's x to the 9th. So let's try a few ourselves. If we have coefficients of 1 on both of them, 1 times 1 is 1. So you have 1x. But again, we don't write the 1. It's just assumed to be there. And then we're going to add these guys right here. So we're just adding 9 plus 4. So if we add 9 plus 4, we should get 13. So what you're going to have as your final answer is x to the 13th. Now here, again, it's telling you to multiply them, which you do actually multiply with the coefficients. You've got coefficients of 1. So 1 times 1 is still 1. So you've got 1 of the z's. And then because they're telling you to multiply, you really don't, because exponents live by different rules. You're actually adding those exponents. So you're going to take 12 and add 3 to it, and you should get 15. So you should have z to the 15th. Let's take a look at some more. If they tell us to multiply, again, the coefficients get multiplied. So you've got a coefficient of 1 and a coefficient of 1, and 1 times 1 is 1. So you have 1m. But we're adding exponents. When it's multiplication, you actually add them. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So it turns out m to the 1st times m to the 1st is actually m to the 2nd, or m squared. Now down here, again, you're going to multiply the coefficients. They're both 1s. 1 times 1 is 1. So you get 1s. Now we're going to add these fractions together. If you notice, 2/4, actually if you reduce it, it equals 1/2. So they're actually taking 1/2 and asking us to add 1/2. 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1. So it's s to the 1, or you could just simply write it as s. Either way is correct. So a quick review. When the equation says to multiply the exponents, do not multiply the exponents. Add them instead. They always take one step down. So if it's multiplication, you go down from there, it's addition. Multiply the coefficients just like normal. Well, we did 1 times 1 every time. They are following the rules. And that's it on our lesson for product of powers property.